Front to back, very much a valid option, right? For the side of JDG, playing multiple angles through the Vi, through the Annie, very, very valid.
It's going to have to at least get some sort of protection, you'd like to think, and you know there is a cost for Tien going for that gank. It was 5-10 seconds delayed on his clear, but in exchange for a mid lane flash, that is absolutely worth the trade. As topside, we're seeing some good brawling going down. Arla looking for Breathe, Grass Procs being traded, and now Tien once again did this in game 1, didn't die mid lane this time round. He's looking for Arla to burn the flash before using that pillar, chomping him down. Finally, the flash comes through. They're going for the dive here, and one more smack, and Tien finds first blood.
I was worried because, I mean, like, Breathe knows he can only take one tower shot, but now the cross map on the bottom side of the map.
Polymorph gets cleansed, but Light still not anywhere to go. Gets down under the turret. Missing flashes over the wall so the Airhead doesn't whack him one to go down as well. It's a trade across the map. Light goes down, initiated by Weibo to begin with. And all that being said, there are 4 people heading up toward this top side, but Missing and Pays are nearby. Whether they engage on this or not remains to be seen, and they're actually looking for Missing. Flash from Erha knocks up the Lulu, and she gets taken down instantly. Erha maybe gets traded. Scout on an angle here. Double Storm, double Tivers. Finds one in response. Pays is still going crazy. Not yet level 6, but doesn't need it, as Tien also clubbing away at this Scion. Soul Furnace keeps him alive for a little bit longer and actually baits in Light. He may fall as well now as Scout throws out his last spell, last bit of mana, and Pays trading. Got a need to go over the wall. No level 6. Pays finds 3 in the top side.
It's an absolute disaster. Scion health bar at all, and Pays cleaned up the front line. Finds his way onto Light. Easy as you like. And
looks like it's not stopping
he's
there
going to find Xiaomu, apparently.
It is going from bad to worse for Weibo through this early game. We valued that both of these teams, they've got elements of that scaling, but as we get later on, Azeri is going to out DPS Azaya, no doubt, and with a 1400 gold lead already for Pays in this early game, JDG can again feel very confident with their position in this game, as Erha and Light maybe looking to once again engage onto Missing, but Scout's there, Pays is ready, and Jun's here as well. Weibo, the bot lane, have overextended, they flexed their hand, and they will fall.
Rude, it's looking, well, let's just say this sequence hasn't been pleasant to Weibo.
The evolution is back. Missing is forced to flash, and that's fine.
Yeah, that's totally. That might not be okay though. Oh my god.
Pays getting
something.
Goober one shot by Breathe is the term. JDG are going to start off this dragon.
They want to contest, and I don't mind this because Breathe's here. They're not going to get the dragon. They might find the fight afterwards.
So Pays has Hop ready to go over the wall. All out immediately onto Jun, who just gets enough HP to actually flash out over the wall. And for Weibo, that's a disaster. Now Arla knocks up Tien, who gets double stunned. Scouts Tibbers finds 2 as well. Arla's running amok on the backline, and they cannot take him down. Breathe has nowhere near the same consequence, and Pays flashing forward once again on the Zeri, already on a double kill. Ultra Shock Laser not quite finding Light as he sidesteps that one, but JDG
80 seconds to 60 seconds, which is a big deal for a semi-global like that.
I mean, so then for Arla, a pretty big win as a TP up to this top side here. We saw this from Weibo in game number 1, where they're just trying to either take a turret, force down a Scion with no ulti, no flash as well. Knockup does land, and Arla's in a little bit of trouble here. Empowered Rock thrown to the face. It's not even going to land as Breathe takes the kill beforehand.
Yeah, it does feel like a bit of an unnecessary death. They saw him fly across the map. So, it's not like Arla didn't know that play was coming, but still goes down nonetheless. And
he's
the tower's
so
going to be
surprised
shared
by the Talia spawning in
what?
top lane. How did this happen?
I think he's more... Alright, if we're to give him benefit of the doubt, he's probably more surprised that he came from the front instead of the back. Like, if I'm Arla there, I'm expecting a Weaver's Wall, just from in between the tier 1 and 2. Not a
maybe a bit more time to try and slow play it and use the turret maybe a little bit more to your advantage instead of just getting knocked up underneath it and take a go down here. And for Tien, that's a tool used. Xiaohu, in fact, is going to ride this in, and we're TPing into the mid lane here. Something's going to happen. Scout gets stunned initially. Arla whiffs on the unstoppable onslaught, and remember, no flash for this Scion just yet. Lulu to buy some space, some time, but the Scion goes down. Flash for flash between Breathe and Pays, and now the Zeri can go a little bit nuclear.
Oh,
Charm,
no.
knock up, CC chained as Xiaohu leaks it up, and FaZe is down, and now Weibo, they have control over mid lane.
Yeah, I mean, FaZe is just looking to squeeze a little bit too hard there for the extra damage. Missing used his ultimate and his heal. Hold on a second, it's an extra dive.
They're going for even more here. Missing dodges out on the seismic shove, but Shun's going to go down. Scout flashes into 3. Finds a stun on the wall, but nobody falls. And now he's just resigned himself to death. Erha lives as well, and Weibo have found a fight.
Goodness me. I mean, fair play Weibo, but he just questions asked again. Not only of Arla, but this time and then eventually FaZe, right? No one can really... Arla's not buying space here. FaZe isn't really dumping damage into meaningful targets. And then Missing uses the heal and the ultimate, and this is why this is crucial.
Again, with Tian having a really solid early game, finding the gank mid lane to force Scout's flash, finding the kill top side to give Breathe that early opener into the laning phase, and, you know, by extension, giving him the tools to be able to take down the Dragon, knowing that FaZe is the carry. Double TPs have come through from both sides as Xiaohu's wall cuts off Shun, cuts off FaZe. Should both be able to get over the wall here. Early knock up onto Breathe, he's able to get out to safety. Looking like a comical flip here as FaZe forced to dash away. Smite secured by Tian, and Weibo now looking forward here. They've stolen the Atakan away, and that's going to be enough for them.
Alright, well, fair play Shun. That could have been a pretty bad play. You lose Shun there in a situation like that. Maybe you end up losing tier 2 on the top side. Oh my goodness.
Arla flashed you 1 point. The unstoppable onslaught. Xiaohu did have to flash away, but he's on the wrong side of the wall. He will go down. And it's another shutdown. It's this time in FaZe's pocket.
You know what, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, that might just be the science behind it, to be honest with you. This Dragon is going to go completely uncontested by, by JDG. They don't want any business to do with that.
And this now does change.
Tier 1 on the top side.
With the Atakan going down, how the fights are looking to play out, that's a pretty big boost of experience for a lot of Weibo. It helps them sort of stay relevant in this game. Looking to route JDG out of mid lane, they've established control over that wave, and they probably lose the tier 2 here as a consequence for their actions. They spent time looking towards the Baron, they didn't find it, and Weibo come out on top.
Yeah, good reactions there from Weibo to just strip away what they acknowledge they can from JDG's rather rush attempt at the Baron. They're going to catch this mid-wave high as well, just kind of keep JDG suffocated a little bit. Or they go too far. Maybe they give an angle to Scout on Shun.
Yeah, unstoppable onslaught blocked by the pillar there as the charm comes through, but Airhair unfortunately stunned. He's used the quickness, and now they don't have that tool, and JDG immediately turn tail up toward the Baron once again, sacrificing control over that midway, so they have to start this up early. Missing though, caught by the pillar. Not going to burn the flash, walks the long way round, and again it's Jun this time forced to flash out. Re-engaged onto Tian, and JDG are going forward. It looks good for them, and that's because it is. Jungle is so far traded, but FaZe is unleashing his damage onto Weibo. Tries to flash forward, go a little bit aggressively here. Still with that summoner spell available, and now just waiting for that ulti to wear out. Arla taking up the damage of Light in the front line, and Lightning crashes out, and JDG go for a 1-for-1, and Weibo once again.
Zyra, it feels like he needs to deal damage without being turned on or one-shot in this kind of composition. As Xiaohu is now the target of an engage.
But he's pulled in Jun deep, and he's going to get taken down very quickly over the wall, and far too aggressive. JDG lose their jungler with Baron and Dragon alive. Now JDG, they've got to fight their way out of this. FaZe hops over the wall. He's the carry. He's the threat that Weibo need to focus. And so far, they've not found access. Just a little bit of attention focused onto Missing, and it's a 1-for-0 still in favor of Weibo, but what do they do with this?
I mean, a Baron startup, right? Shun's dead. He's not on the map. Ultimates are available for JDG, but the one that's super important to me really is the Wild Growth. It provides so much space to FaZe. Not being there, can the presence dissuade this Baron? That's the question.
Playing up on this top side, want to be able to pivot out if possible, but Xiaohu has based. He's come back in on a flank angle. With a double knock-up, but JDG looking to take this fight themselves. Breathe already very low in the front line, stands tall as the Baron falls. Weibo get in, they get out. Way. Are they unscathed here as Light's been left to leave his own devices? He goes down, a 1k kill for FaZe, but 4 members take the Baron.
I have a sneaking suspicion that FaZe might be basing for a 5th item right now. Weibo get out with the ultimate prize, however, with the Nash, and they're going to get this 4th dragon, so they're going to be very speedy. Out on the map,
is
out of combat.
soul point here for Weibo that they take. And they are going to still have... JDG started up nice and early.
Nice and early indeed. Can
Scouts
they
on this
secure the
flank
smite?
angle.
That's the big question.
So it's secured. The soul not picked up by Weibo. Scout waiting for Weibo to ingress into their jungle, and maybe they know that somebody's there. An initial stun stops him from throwing up the pillar, and Tien gets the subjugate down, but is it too late? Absolutely not! Pays knocked up, Scout flashes forward! Thunderstorm by Light keeps himself safe and Pays into the GA now. Ulti goes down, and Weibo breathe, taking Scout over the wall, and Pays still alive. Arla falls. A 2 for 1
Pays
so far as Scout actually looking, and he gets
it.
more! Dashing forward, takes down 2, takes down 3. It's overall just JDG coming on top and
Stunned out. Light has to use the ultimate and the cleanse, and Pays is able to get so much damage out. He even dies. Oh.
They're
and
looking,
Pays.
they found 1, they found 2, the Zeri is dead!
They're picking mid. They're not even picking the Baron. They want to end the game now that Pays is dead. We're 38 minutes into this.
And they might just be able to do it here, Tamada. Their AD carry is down. The carry of this team, the Pays train that we set up early, has fallen. Scout and Arla, the only 2 carries left alive. Weibo don't seem to care.
Scout is on a mission.
He's on a flank of all flanks here, trying to get access, but he's being marked by Breathe. Arla's job here to try and clear the wave. Scout as well burns his cooldowns onto Breathe, and JDG, they're just buying time. 20 seconds left still for Pays. Scout falls as well, but that wave, it's still alive. 1 minion, 1 Nexus turret is all they need, and Weibo Gaming, against the 8 kill Zeri, 12 minutes into this game, come back and take game 2.